Let me tell you something that surprises a lot of men when they hear it. Losing balance is not a normal part of aging. It's common, yes, but common doesn't mean inevitable. And the idea that balance loss is just something you have to accept after 50, 60, or even 90 is one of the biggest myths in seniors' health. In fact, there's a simple habit you can do for just 5 minutes a day that can dramatically improve your stability, confidence, and control, no matter your age. Here's the part that really matters. Balance isn't just about your legs. It's about how your brain muscles, nerves, and posture work together. And as men get older, that communication system starts to slow down if it isn't used correctly. The good news is, it can be retrained at almost any age. I've seen men in their 70s, 80s, even 90s regain steadiness they thought was gone forever. After 50, men face some unique physical challenges that quietly affect balance. Muscle mass naturally declines if it's not challenged. Reaction time slows slightly. Joints stiffen. Vision changes. Even confidence plays a role. Many men don't realize that fear of falling actually makes balance worse. When the body tenses up, movements become rigid instead of responsive. Balance thrives on relaxed control, not stiffness. Another issue is lifestyle. Many men become less active without noticing. Sitting more, walking less, avoiding uneven ground. The body adapts to whatever it does most. If it spends most of the day sitting, it forgets how to make small adjustments that keep you upright. Balance isn't lost overnight. It fades slowly through lack of use. What's interesting is that balance doesn't require long workouts or complex routines. It requires consistency and the right timing. Just a few minutes a day done with awareness can wake up the systems that keep you steady. That's why short, daily practices often work better than occasional long sessions. Timing matters more than most people think. Doing balance work when you're already exhausted, rushed, or distracted reduces its benefit. The nervous system learns best when you're calm and focused. That's why the best time is often when your mind is clear and your body is warm but not tired. Many men find that mornings or early afternoons work well, but the key is choosing a time you can stick to. Lifestyle habits also quietly affect balance. Poor sleep reduces coordination the next day. Dehydration affects blood flow to the brain. Stress tightens muscles and slows reaction time. These things don't feel dramatic, but over time they influence how steady you feel on your feet. Improving balance isn't just about movement. It's about supporting the systems that allow movement to be controlled. Men after 50 often underestimate how adaptable the body still is. There's a belief that once balance declines, that's it. But balance is a skill, and skills can be improved with practice. The brain remains capable of learning new patterns well into old age. It just needs the right signal. The 5-minute habit we're going to talk about works because it reconnects that signal. It reminds the brain how to communicate with the muscles that keep you upright. It improves awareness of where your body is in space. And it builds confidence, which is just as important as strength. In the next part, I'll explain why traditional exercise alone isn't enough to protect balance, and why many men who walk every day still struggle with stability. We'll also talk about how balance training fits into daily life without feeling like a chore. Now let's talk about something that confuses a lot of men. They'll tell me, I walk every day, so my balance should be fine. Walking is excellent for your heart and overall health, but here's the truth, walking alone does not fully protect your balance. And this becomes especially important after 50. Balance requires small, precise adjustments. Walking mostly moves you forward in a straight line. Real-life balance challenges happen when you turn, stop suddenly, step sideways, or catch yourself when something unexpected happens. As men age, the body becomes very good at doing only what it practices. If your daily movement is predictable, your nervous system stops preparing for the unpredictable. That's when stumbles happen. A loose rug, an uneven sidewalk, a quick turn, these moments require fast communication between your brain and muscles. Without specific balance practice, that communication slows. Another issue is how men tend to move as they get older. Movements become cautious and stiff. That stiffness feels safer, but it actually makes balance worse. Balance depends on the ability to shift weight smoothly. When the body locks up, it loses the ability to respond quickly. The goal isn't to move less, it's to move with better control. Men after 50 also tend to avoid positions that challenge balance. Standing on one foot, turning the head while moving, or shifting weight side to side may feel uncomfortable, but avoiding those movements tells the brain they're unsafe. Over time, the brain reduces its ability to handle them. Gentle, controlled exposure is what keeps those systems alive. Another factor is posture. Many men develop a forward-leaning posture over the years from sitting, driving, or working at a desk. When the head shifts forward, the center of gravity moves. That small change affects balance more than most people realize. The body has to work harder to stay upright, and reaction time slows. Timing again plays a role here. Balance training works best when you're alert but relaxed. Doing it while distracted or rushed limits progress. 5 focused minutes are more effective than 20 unfocused ones. The nervous system responds to quality of attention more than quantity of movement. Lifestyle choices quietly influence balance too. Irregular sleep, long periods of sitting, and mental fatigue reduce coordination. Men often think balance is only physical, but mental sharpness plays a big role. When attention drifts, balance suffers. That's why mindfulness and awareness matter during movement. Confidence is another piece that doesn't get talked about enough. Many men lose confidence after one close call or fall. That fear causes hesitation, and hesitation interferes with natural balance responses. Rebuilding confidence through safe, controlled practice helps restore natural movement patterns. The 5-minute practice I recommend works because it fits into real life. It doesn't require equipment or special clothing. It can be done at home, and it adapts to your current ability level. What matters is not how impressive the movement looks, but how controlled and aware it feels. In the next part, I'll walk you through how this 5-minute approach actually retrains balance and why doing less, but doing it consistently, often leads to better results than long routines that don't stick. Now let's talk about what actually happens inside your body when you spend just a few focused minutes working on balance. This is the part most men never hear, but once you understand it, everything starts to make sense. Balance is not something stored in the muscles alone. It lives in the nervous system. Muscles follow instructions, and those instructions come from the brain. If the signal is weak or delayed, balance suffers even if the muscles are strong. After 50, the brain doesn't lose its ability to learn, but it does need clearer signals. Long, exhausting workouts often overwhelm the system. Short, precise movements do the opposite. They sharpen communication. 5 minutes of focused balance work sends a clear message to the brain: this matters, pay attention. And the brain responds by improving coordination. Another important piece is awareness. Many men move through the day without really feeling their body position. They know where they want to go, but not how they're getting there. Balance training brings attention back to the feet, the legs, and the core. That awareness helps the body make small corrections before a loss of balance even happens. Timing again plays a role here. The nervous system learns best when you're not fatigued. Doing balance work when you're already tired trains poor movement patterns. That's why short sessions done consistently are so effective. They reinforce good habits without strain. Men often assume that improvement should be dramatic. They expect to feel different immediately. Balance improvements are usually subtle at first. You might notice you turn more smoothly, stand up with more confidence, or feel steadier when reaching for something. These small changes add up over time. Lifestyle habits process more than most men realize. Proper hydration keeps the brain responsive. Regular sleep improves reaction time. Daily movement keeps joints responsive. Balance doesn't exist in isolation, it's part of the whole system. Another overlooked factor is breathing. Calm, steady breathing keeps the nervous system relaxed. When breathing becomes shallow, the body shifts into a guarded state. Guarding reduces fluid movement. That's why balance work should feel calm, not tense. As men age, they often focus on strength and forget coordination. Strength without coordination doesn't protect balance. Coordination is what allows strength to be used effectively. The 5-minute practice works because it blends both without overloading the system. The most encouraging part is this balance can improve at any age. I've seen men in their 90s regain stability simply by reintroducing controlled movement and awareness. The body responds when it's given the right signal. In the next part, we'll talk about how to fit this 5-minute habit into your daily routine in a way that feels natural and sustainable, not like another task on your list. Now let's talk about how this 5-minute habit actually fits into your day, because this is where many good intentions fall apart. Men after 50 are often creatures of routine, and that can work in your favor if you use it wisely. The key is not adding something new and complicated, but attaching this habit to something you already do. The best time to work on balance is when your body is awake but not tired. For many men, that's shortly after waking up once the body has warmed up a bit. Others prefer midday, when stiffness has eased but fatigue hasn't set in yet. The exact time matters less than consistency. When the body knows what to expect, it adapts more quickly. What matters just as much as timing is mindset. These 5 minutes are not about pushing or proving anything. They're about attention. When you rush through them or treat them like a chore, the nervous system doesn't learn as effectively. When you slow down and focus, even briefly, the body responds. Lifestyle plays a quiet but powerful role here. Long periods of sitting reduce balance without you noticing. Breaking up sit-in time with gentle movement helps keep the nervous system responsive. Hydration supports brain function, which directly affects coordination. Sleep allows the brain to consolidate what it learns during the day, including balance improvements. Men often underestimate how much stress affects balance. Stress tightens muscles and narrows attention. That makes movement less fluid. A short balance practice can actually serve as a reset, calming the nervous system and improving focus. Many men notice they feel more grounded afterward, not just physically, but mentally. Another important piece is patience. Balance doesn't return all at once. It builds gradually. Some days will feel easier than others. That's normal. Progress is measured in steadiness over time, not perfection in any single moment. It's also important to create a safe environment. Balance work should be done near something stable, like a counter or chair, especially at first. Knowing support is nearby allows the body to relax. Relaxation is essential for balance improvement. Confidence grows quietly. The more often you practice controlled movement without incident, the more your body trusts itself. That trust shows up in daily life, walking more smoothly, turning with ease, and feeling less hesitant. In the final part, I'll bring everything together and explain why this simple 5-minute habit can make such a powerful difference in long-term independence and quality of life, even at very advanced ages. Before we finish, I want you to understand something important. Balance is not about being young, it's about staying connected to your body. And that connection can be strengthened at any age. When men believe balance loss is unavoidable, they stop challenging the systems that keep them steady. But when you give those systems even a small amount of daily attention, they respond. This is why 5 minutes matters. It's short enough that you won't avoid it, but focused enough to create change. Those few minutes tell your brain that balance is still important. Over time, that signal becomes stronger, and the body responds with better coordination, smoother movement, and greater confidence. After 50, independence becomes closely tied to stability. Feeling steady on your feet affects how freely you move, how much you participate in daily activities, and how confident you feel leaving the house. Balance isn't just physical, it's deeply connected to quality of life. Lifestyle choices continue to support this process. Regular movement, consistent sleep, hydration, and stress management all reinforce what you practice during those 5 minutes. Everything works together. When one piece improves, the others often follow. What's encouraging is that progress doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency and patience. Some days will feel stronger than others. That's normal. What matters is showing up and giving your body the chance to adapt. I've seen men well into their 90s regain steadiness they thought was lost forever. Not through extreme effort, but through simple, focused practice. The body remembers how to balance when it's reminded gently and regularly. If you take anything away from this, let it be this: staying steady is not about doing more, it's about doing the right thing consistently. 5 minutes a day can protect your independence, your confidence, and your ability to move through life with ease. Start where you are, keep it simple, and trust that your body is still capable of learning, no matter your age.